Hoi, ik ben Johanna en Theo gaat iets moois voor mij haar maken. Ik heb begrepen iets oranje-rood.
Yeah.
Ja, nou, ik ben benieuwd.
Yeah, a bit stronger color. Okay, Johanna wants a new hair color and she came by Facebook
Yes.
to be modeling for me. And in the past she did already. And I asked her to turn around so you can see how her hair is. It's long, it's dry on the ends. And it's in need of a lot of care.
Yes.
Dankjewel.
So.
Hello friends, on YouTube, gonna do this young lady her hair. First I brush it with the tailor teaser. Have to see what's the condition of the hair is. Gonna work with the hot razor of Ergo. And I'll hold the hair as long because it can always be short. In 10 years or something like that. And I'm gonna make the hairstyle a bit asymmetrical, not much, but just a little bit, just to give it more playable effect. I don't need a neck paper because this cape has a rubber band around it, so it is a neck paper on himself, herself, no matter what, I don't know, but it closes very nice around the neck. Choop. Start by wetting the hair. I need the hair to be moist because then I can get the warmth of the knife into the hairs and that way I can seal the hairs so they stay closed for more than 4 months. The hot razors of Ergo, you find it on askergo.com. Part the line a bit from the center of the scalp on the front to the neckline. And then on the left side, so I part the asymmetrical line. I'll show you that in a second. A bit there, so part this line. Gonna work. Here's the dry end. A bit from this length to that length. So I have a bit asymmetrical line.
Succes.
Thank you. Now I take the hairs over to this side and I have to be aware that this is the dry end that comes from this part. So that's my guideline. Now I can stand on the other side. Create myself a guideline so I know where to go. Take the line in the same line as the scalp and go gently in. The nice thing of a hot razor is that it don't pulls the hair. It's very soft and gently travels through the hair. If I would put it on, I can easily let it go. You can see the knife goes easy to the hairs. And don't burn the hairs. Some people think a hot razor burns the hair, but that's not true. It melts the hair. Hair is a protein, like an egg. And when you put the egg in a hot pan, it gives always a white cover. And that's the same on the hairs. Part a new line on the same line. Wet hair again. Part a new line on the same line. Wet hair again. And now I'm going to pull all the hairs to the same side. Put my fingers in the line of the skull. See how easy a knife goes through the hairs. And only take off the dry ends.
Dat ding.
Mooi hè?
Ja. Ik verbrand zeker niet, want anders ruik je het
Ja.
wel.
Ja, dat is echt smerig als je
Ja,
haar gaat
zo.
verbranden, dat is echt vies.
Dan ruik je echt. Mooi spul.
Yeah. Talking about the heat of the knife, that it don't burn the hairs, otherwise you could smell it, it's true. Now I don't smell anything. Give a bit jumpy effect at the front. Can't take a new line on it. From the center of the skull, again in an asymmetrical line. Daar wel echt super veel in bij.
Ja, veel dikker was toen ook.
Ja, dat is echt een heel groot verschil. Take all the roundness of the skull into the way you pick up the hairs. Dit stuk is toch ook hier. Sorry, die is helemaal dood.
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 Het is echt wel een tijdje geleden ook wel.
Mhm.
Ja, dat moet ook een keer weer.
Mhm.
Ja. Vroeger ging ik echt van huilen hoor.
Echt?
Ja, echt. Trauma. Ontroostbaar. Ja, heel stom.
Nou ja, ik snap het wel als je net zo voor ziet is het wel. Now from the center I'm going to take parts on the hair. I'll show you that by turning her. So I take all the parts were in an asymmetrical line. But now I'm going to take a part, give it the rounding and lay it to that side. You can see where the dry ends are. See it also by the colors. This part is totally dry. Let's put the camera. This part.
Het is gewoon blond
Dood.
geworden.
Ja, dood.
Ja,
Dood.
dood.
Dood. You can feel the difference between the parts that's already been cut. In this line I make a playable effect because she has a bit curly hair. And then it's nicer than one straight line. In the upper lines I take hair more asymmetrical. Take them off the line of cutting and connect them. So I get also on the upper lines a bit playable effect. And I'm certain that all the dry ends are off. It's also very important.
Wat nou wat vertellen?
Ik bedoel tegen niemand Engels zeggen, hè?
Nee.
Nee.
Alleen hier.
Ja,
Maar ze leren ook echt van hoor. Mensen.
ja zeker. Take the hairs in a normal line, in the asymmetrical line. Just make a nice line of it. Now you can see that this part is a lot longer than that part. I turn my head a little bit so I can capture this line. It's very hard to do not to set it in your way because I want to see all the things I do. Almost done, last part. Now this is a very thick part, so only in this part I take a little bit of the weight of it. I feel it when I go with my fingers through her hair. Adjust the line by pulling the hairs up and see what's going on with her hair. See how it jumps and what the fall is, because
It's natural curly hair, so you have to follow also the natural curls. One part's always curling faster than the other,
Ja,
and has more power.
hoe kan dat?
But see how wonderful, komt doordat de structuur van je haar daar zo.
Oh, sorry.
See how wonderful this hair already is and feels much better. Coming at the parts that's still long. See the difference in length. Pin of hair aside. Going to connect the longer part. Still be aware that there's a dry end on it. I want to get rid of that because it doesn't hold color. It just flows in and out. I want to have good structure on the hair. So everybody who's touching her hair think, oh my god, you have good hair. Me included.
Dat is het belangrijkste.
Yeah. See how wonderful the asymmetrical line is. Come to the last part, connect it and walk the same way back. Always watch at the roundings of the skull. I'll show you that also. So go, when I comb the hairs in the roundings of the skull, lay the hairs in the rounding of the skull and then just take off the dry ends. Now I have much better hair. It looks vibrant and strong.
En dik.
En dik.
Dik, hè?
Ja. Dik man.
Dik nou.
Going to the front, make a little contact between both lines. Take only a natural line in front of the ear. Leave the longer hair that's behind the ear to the back. And here I didn't cut the hair, so here I still have the dry end. And the more damaged the hair is, the more you hear the blades hissing. Because when the hairs are damaged, the water flows nice in and out, but also the heat of the knife takes it over them. Now take only a small part behind the ear. It's about a centimeter or something like that. This little part. And that's the only part that I connect to the line I did there. So I have also a nice overflow from the front to the back. And I did all the hair. So now I make her a color, or even more than one color. Gonna make this look stunning. Make sure 3 colors. Make sure a violet reddish color. Purple violet. Pin the hairs up. Gonna work with the hard cape. Two bits. Both kids then. Just set it nearby so you can work on the cape. Put it on the length and the height of the shoulders, so rest on the shoulders. So now I can very freely work with the hard cape. Make sure 3 colors. Make sure a violet reddish color. Purple violet. Pin the hairs up. Gonna work with the hard cape. Two bits. Both kids then. Just set it nearby so you can work on the cape. Put it on the length and the height of the shoulders, so rest on the shoulders. So now I can very freely work with the hard cape. Nu. Met een pak in de buurt zijn.
Heb je wel pleegdruk?
Ja, dat heb ik gedaan. Start on the underlines. Find myself the part that will be the darkest of color.
Nee, mijn haar was wegging.
Ja.
Ja, staat daar.
She has a lot of hair, so I have a lot of weight into my clamps. Als ik er nog in heb. Het zijn wel hele mooie, het zijn hele grote. Ik kan alleen maar in Duitsland krijgen. Dat is zo groot.
Dat is wel handig voor dikke.
Ja.
Die knappen bij mij altijd af.
Still working in the darkest color. I'm not going higher than this. So now I lay on the skull bone. Because this line is here, the center is the skull bone. But of course an asymmetrical line. Take the hairs up. Mix my boil a bit. Start on the lines. Made all the colors with 6%, that's 20 volume. So I don't make hard colors, make soft colors. Put in a black system to get the best result. Make sure I have all the hairs into the color. You can really see that the color develops dark. It smells also delicious. No. Because there's a plex in it, it doesn't smell. It seals the products that into the paint color. Zie jammer niet zo. Cover it up with the plastic foil.
Heel grappig.
Take my clips out. Hoe is het?
Ja.
Gaat het door of?
Nee.
Oké.
Okay.
Ja, dat ik het maar even weet, anders
Ja,
moet ik water gaan halen.
Nou, nee.
Part myself a new line. And now, because it's asymmetrical line, when I come to the left side, I go work in a straight line, so I have more line to work on. You may ask yourself, what kind of color is this? This is fire red. Allebei mijn kinderen zijn ZZP'er.
Ja, oh heerlijk. Aan de ene kant.
Bij mij in de zaak
In de
ook,
zaak, hè? Dat die zoon nog?
Ja, mijn dochter ook.
Oh. Ik vind dat een mooi initiatief.
Ja.
Om zo'n zaak te hebben.
Ja, dat is ook zo.
Voelt het personeel of de mensen, de kappers zelf, voelen zich dan ook stukken belangrijk.
Die zijn ook belangrijker.
Ja. Dan zijn ze niet een nummertje of maatpersoneel, ja, dat deed ik volgens mij.
Weet ik niet. Nou, niet van het
Nee, dat wordt
voetje
echt
afvalt.
een leuk filmpje. Dus in plaats YouTube wordt het dumpet.
Ja. Ja, dat je die verf op de camera ziet of zo.
Oei, oei, oei.
Ik had ook eens een keer een vlieg, maar die wilde niet op de lens gaan zitten. Maar dat leek me gewoon heel leuk als een vlieg op de lens gaat zitten.
Zie je net zien. Moeten ze op de lens gaan zitten? Doen ze niet. Moeten
Nee.
ze niet, dan doen ze net.
Ja, dat leek me echt heel erg grappig. Dat je dan denkt van, ja, wat is dat? Dan zie je die pootjes bewegen. In the meantime, I'm just coloring on. It's a lot of hair to put the color on. Set the deep red color. Flamed red, also in the plastic parts. And the rest of the color will be copper, orange copper. Apply the copper to her hair. Make a little bit of bleach, and I'm going to lift out parts of about a centimeter and just light it up a bit. And just lay them on the copper tones. Now don't cover this up because it's very warm here in the studio, so just leave it the way it is. Take my hard cape out and then the plastic part I lay on the shoulders. Wait for 25 minutes and then we rinse it out. And we'll be back for the end result. Fading the line a bit. So don't go away, we'll be back in a second. Take my hard cape off the glue. Weer de clips weg.
Moet je vasthouden?
Nou, dat dan. Lay this on the shoulders. And now you see everything is clean. It looks like this when it turns. And I wonder what the colors will be. So we'll be back.
Dat is het grappige, dat kan je nu nog niet helemaal niet zo goed zien.
Nee, zeker niet. Back. Going to apply a little bit mousse into her hair. The hair feels ultra strong. And the diversity of colors is also wonderful because it's ultra sexy to have this dark lines in the underlines. And the hair feels wonderful, so it's very strong.
Mooi.
Yeah.
Groot.
So now I'm going to dry the hairs and I want to get as much curl out as I can. So I'm going to work with a diffuser and I don't want to stir the curls. You can stay there and watch it all, but I turn out this camera and then go back at the end result. Ja, ik vind het juist wel mooi.
Wat warrig, hè?
Ja.
Levendig.
Ja, dat vind ik juist wel leuk, ja.
Heb ik veel van die kruinen of valt het ook wel mee?
Valt mee.
Valt wel mee, hè?
Als het juist zo mooi is, kijk hoe mooi je met stuur haar. For sofa blow drying. Now, of course, you first want to see the color like it is now. So, I take off the cape so you can see her while she's turning around how the color is. And then
Vloekt dat bij paas? Nee, hè?
Nee. I love wild hairstyle on her because she looks a bit wild. And so we leave it this way. But I'll show you after this the styling and I'll let you see the colors totally. Mag je een rondje draaien, lieve schat?
Snel, langzaam.
Ja, gewoon zo'n rondje. Dat is een mooi rondje. Wil je ook foto's met stijl maken? Vind je het leuk? Ik heb een paar knallen.
Echt weer heel mooi kleurtjes. Ja, lekker warm met die veul net.
Ja.
Ik kan er hoop hebben, maar... Ga ik een staart in hebben, is die niet leuk. Want dan flapt hij er elke keer weer uit. Zijn we vrouwen en we gaan altijd maar gewoon verkeerd doen met onze haar. Het is toch eigenlijk wat, hè?
Ja. Girls and hair.
Ja. Heel mooi, hè, die zijkant.
Ja.
Een Joods meisje.
Ja.
Een Joods meisje.
Een beetje aardig.
Vroeger had ik zulke kuiven, hè?
Leuk.
Ja. Ik zal het zo weer doen, tot iemand die trend moet gaan zetten.
Nou, kuiven zijn hartstikke leuk.
Ja, heel leuk. Ik had vroeger de hoogste om de hoogste. Wop.
And in this style you can see how wonderful the colors are. Ik mag nog een rondje draaien. Just took it up with one clip, just to see the colors. Now I know she loves the hair free, so I make photos of this so you can see it always back.
Die kant.
Maakt niet uit.
Links. Blijf links omgaan.
Een glans hier, die kleur.
Ja, ik zie het daarop. Heel mooi. Vooral je de rood glanst heel erg.
Ja, die donkere, die
Ja,
glans heel mooi.
heel mooi. En die spiegel zit ook goed.
Ja. Now take off the clip again. Free the hairs. And when she wants to dry this hair, she has to take it up and just let it natural dry. So take the hairs up, and then the curly effect is the most wonderful, especially for girls with curls. Do it by taking the hairs up. It's a lot of hair, a lot of weight. I thank you for watching. I thank her for being my model. Till next time. Bye bye. Klaar. Rondje hebben we gedraaid.